In this video, I want to talk about methods in Java. Methods can be used to define reusable code and organize and simplify coding and make code easy to maintain. A method is a collection of statements grouped together to perform an operation. This is the syntax of a method. A method has two parts, a method header and method body. In the method header, we define the visibility modifier, return type, name of the method, and parameters of the method. The visibility modifier specifies the visibility of a method. We have different types of visibility modifiers like public, private, protected, and default. The public visibility method can be accessed from other classes, but the private visibility method can't be accessed from other classes. For example, the println method has public visibility because we can access it from every class. If you press Ctrl and then click on the method name, you will jump directly to the method implementation. So this is the println method implementation, and in the header of it, you can see that it has the public visibility modifier. After that, in Java, we have two types of methods, static methods and instance methods. For example, the main method is static. We will talk about static and instance with details in the future videos, but in this video I want to create a static method, so I will use the static keyword in the method header. After that, every method in Java has a return type. The return type is the type of data that the method will return to us after we call it. The return type could be any data type, primitive or complex, like string or date or int or short or byte, and many more. Some methods perform desired operation without returning a value. In this case, the return value type is the keyword void. For example, the println method doesn't returning anything. It is performing just the action of displaying something on a computer console. We can see we have a void keyword in the println method header. After a return type, we provide a name to a method. The name of the method cannot be started with a number, and it cannot contain a white space inside it. It can be started with a letter or $sign. Inside this parenthesis, we write the parameters for a method. Every method in a Java might have the parameters. The parameters are like an input for a method. After a method header, I have a method body. In a method body, we write a statements that we want to be executed. In order to execute these statements, we have to call or invoke a method. For example, in this program, we are calling the println method. Statements inside the println methods will be executed, and it will display some values or some data to a computer console. When a method is called or invoked, you pass a value to the parameter. This value is referred to as an actual parameter or an argument. The method will produce an output using these arguments. The pair of curly braces is used to create the block or body of the method. Inside the body of the method, we write the statements that we want to be executed after we call the method. Now I want to create a method that will find the smaller of two numbers. So the visibility modifier will be public. The type of the method will be static. As the method is used to find the smaller number between two numbers, the return type of it will be int. The name of the method will be, for example, find smaller number, and the parameters of it will be two numbers from int data type. The name of the first parameter will be number 1, and the name of the second parameter will be, for example, number 2. So inside the method body, I want to write the logic for finding the smaller number between those two parameters. So I am using a conditional statement for comparing of them. And I'm using another variable by the name of smaller number. The value of this variable will be assigned according to the execution of conditional statement. So I'm writing if number 1 is smaller than number 2, the value of smaller number variable has to be number 1. Otherwise, it has to be number 2. Finally, I must return the value of smaller number, so I can use the return keyword for returning the value inside the method. So our method for finding the smaller number between two numbers is completed. Now, in order to use it, I should call or invoke it. The syntax for calling the static methods is to write the method name, and if it has parameters, we have to provide them for it inside this parenthesis. Finally, we put a semicolon for ending of a statement. As you know from the header of this method, it is returning an int value, so I can use a variable for storing the returning value of this method. The variable name could be smaller number. Now I want to print the value of smaller number variable. So if I run the program, you can see the smaller number between these two numbers is printed. If you want to compare other different numbers using this method, you can call it many times. So you do not need to write a code. You can reuse the existing code. For example, if I want to compare 255 with 160, I can call the method for a second time inside the main method. As you know, the return type of this method is int. It will return an int value. So I can call it in place of an argument for println method. Now this method will return an int value. This int value will be treated as an argument of println method, and it will be displayed using the println method. So if I run the program, you can see the results are displayed in an output console.